the Don't Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
Dawn is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for the ship.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs and see who they talking to. That's why.
You know what? If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty. What up, family?
What's going on?
Cracking.
We back again for another one.
Yeah.
Come on.
Time.
It's gonna be a juicy one today, boy.
It's going down.
So you guys have tuned in to the Don't Judge Me But podcast. I am your girl, Simply Bree, and right next to me, I got
It's your boy Dame Irv, aka Reppin' CT. What's up, man?
And down here, we got your boy James, Mr. Mental Ambition, baby. Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to of course, the lovely people in the chat. Check it in from YouTube. DJ, what's going on, DJ? Hey, Catherine. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to call you Cat for short. And, of course, we got Special 77 checking in. What's up with you, sir? I know they got some football games going on today, I guess. Hey, Laura.
Hey.
What's going on, peoples?
Yeah. So, before we get into it, what a week. How are you guys surviving up there with the weather? Hey, Nanette.
How we what?
How are you guys surviving with the weather? What's the weather looking like right now?
Doing all right. So far, so good.
Yeah, I didn't even look out the window yet.
It hasn't even started sticking. It's at that point. You know, it don't start sticking yet.
I just wanted to make a quick announcement. Dame is giving away money today because I seen the money in the pocket or in the hand.
Damn, you giving away money?
Don't believe that.
That's fake. That's fake news. That's
fake news. Fake news. I was giving away money where?
It's in your hand. I seen it in your hand.
That's lunch money. That is money for my family.
Not lunch money. Thank you, guys. Well, it's Sunday. Sunday fun day. Hail. Who y'all getting hail?
Who getting hail?
That's what DJ said. DJ said I was told it's hail right now.
Until I look out the window, I don't know what the weather is.
So you gonna go outside and you gonna be in the whole nor'easter. Like y'all be like, what the whole nor'easter outside waiting for you.
Listen, man, you know when you're in the house and you got the heat on and you comfortable, you don't know nothing until you look out the window or go outside. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I get it.
And you really don't want to look outside.
No.
Special says, y'all got to leave Dame alone. He's emotionally unstable after the Rams game. Wow.
I'm going to be okay.
He said, I'm going to be okay. Well, for those of you who was not aware of today's little topic, we are talking about side pieces. All about side pieces. And we're not talking about macaroni and cheese, baked potatoes, mashed. No. We're talking about relationship side pieces. Has anyone ever been a side piece? Have you guys been a side piece?
Yes.
Let's just go into it. You
yes,
have?
I have. Yes, I
Okay.
have. You got more questions, or you just want a simple answer?
Did you feel dirty afterwards? Like after every time you linked up, did you feel dirty?
At the time, no, because I was in my early 20s. It was just something different.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're younger, you don't really think about the things that you're really doing. You kind of just go with the flow, and you're just excited to
Yeah.
be doing something.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I came to realize that how would I feel if someone had a side piece on me?
Hello.
And further along in life, my girl did have a side piece on me. So karma comes back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you don't want something done to you, you shouldn't be doing it to somebody else.
Right. Yeah. Um, Special 77 makes a really good point here. He says 70% of the children in the US are side piece results.
Wow.
I agree. A lot of us as adults, we are the product of one of the parents being a side piece.
Mm.
Talk about it. I mean, hey,
It happens.
yeah, you gotta be thankful for life.
You just got
We
to do
matter.
better. If you
We
knew better, you
matter.
do better, right? Um, I was a side piece. Unknowingly, I guess I can say I was a side piece.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think because too I was younger, I felt like, oh well, I'm gonna be the main. I'm gonna be the main.
Mm.
And then when you become the main, it's like, yeah, I don't trust you. Like what?
I
I
know you
don't
was
trust you.
cheating. I know
But
you was cheating.
listen, right, right.
Mhm.
So, I think that definitely plays a role. The trust factor, the trust is gone,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you do graduate. Because is that really a graduation? When you move up from side piece to main piece?
Mm.
Is that a graduation, or did you took a L?
That depends on how you view it,
Mm-hmm.
or how the person that's in there views it. Because like when you just said, that you can you can be a side piece, and if you want to move up, do you really want that spot?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know for a fact that this person is a cheater. They lie, they manipulate, they sneak around. If you started off as a side piece, would you be comfortable moving into that main piece spot, knowing that this is a person that you're dealing with? You
Right.
kind of got into a relationship on false pretenses.
Mm-hmm.
And another question is, why do you think people get side pieces instead of just letting a relationship go and moving forward?
Maybe because the issues that they're having, they don't really see it where it's enough to let the whole relationship go.
Okay.
So they instead of letting that person go, they just find areas where it can be compensated. Like, for example, if a man has erectile dysfunction,
Hmm.
then more than likely the woman might step out and go get it with a guy who is perfectly healthy in that sense because she knows that her main provides for the household, is respectful to her. There's a lot of other factors. So sometimes it's just one thing, and they're just like, you know what, I'm gonna just have that on the side. I don't know.
Okay.
What you say, Dane?
Side pieces really that bad? I mean, no, I'm just kidding. Side pieces are a matter of convenience. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I'm always gonna recognize that sometimes we are attracted to more than one person. But having said that, when you are in a relationship, relationships are full-time jobs. And so in order to have a side piece, for like, you might be running yourself thin. You might be spreading yourself thin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that can be energy that you could be putting into your relationship. But there are people that are in bad relationships. There are people that are tied to a person financially. They can't get out of it. It might be a safe space for them. I won't say that I'm here to be like pro side piece, but I will say that there are circumstances where it I don't want to say it works, but
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense. how it happens. I understand how they got it, how they got there.
All right, let's go a little deeper. What are the pros of being a side piece?
Let me put this comment back up. Sometimes side pieces is easier to deal with. No Christmas or birthday gifts. They keep Pookie or Tyrone on standby. I am done at the names.
So what you got? Pros of a side piece. Well, let's go pros and cons. You can give me either.
Ooh. I'm gonna let Dame go first. Dame, go first. You got that, sir.
The pros of a side piece is you get to do whatever you want whenever you want. It's really just based on it could be based on physical attraction, but it doesn't have to necessarily be. Might be someone that you still moments away with, and they help you kind of enjoy your life a little bit more. The cons is that they're not necessarily there for you when you need them to be. There's going to be lonely moments where that person can't do anything for you, don't want to do anything for you, unable to, because maybe they're in a situation of their own. So the con is you don't get a full piece.
Mm.
I like that.
Okay.
What you got? That's why it's called side piece. You get the side piece.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm gonna start with the cons. The cons is you got to look over your shoulder every day, because somebody might be pulling up to your job, your house, your relative's house. So there's drama. Drama is included with being a side piece. You have to be even more cautious when it comes to your health, your sexual health, because usually when people are in a relationship or what they consider a monogamous relationship, they don't use protection. So now you have to worry about the person that you're a side piece for. If he is sleeping with his girl, not using protection, and he slips up and not uses protection with you, you have to trust that the girl ain't stepping out. That's just too much brain power going on right there. The pros of being a side piece is that you don't owe anybody an explanation on where you're at, where you're going. Not saying that you're doing a relationship, but it's not really expected. You get to say, I ain't your girl. If you want to, pull that card. I ain't your girl. I ain't your man. Let me see. What else is there a pro? You have the day after Valentine's Day, so you are celebrated at some point in time. And there's a whole support system for that. There's a lot of people that support side pieces. So that's the pros and cons that I see. What about you? What about you, James?
Pros of being a side piece or having a side piece is you have the freedom.
Being a side piece.
Pros of being a side piece, you have the parts of a relationship that you want, which is mainly sexual interactions or just conversation from time to time, some attentions. But you also, as a con, you can't have the person you want around all the time because there was somebody else. And with being a side piece, will it really affect you mentally if you know that the person that you have your side relationship with is still with somebody and they could potentially be messing around, or knowing that you could be breaking up a happy home, or know that you could be taking someone's parent away if they have kids and they break up because they found out that you're cheating? Like, it's not all fun and games when you're being a side piece or wanting to be a side piece. There are major consequences that happen. There are people that get hurt because you've damaged a family. There are people that get them phone calls, you get blasted on social media. This person's a cheater. Like, it's not just coming in and, oh, it's going to be great. We're going to have this sneaky little session and no one's ever going to know. People find out. And you can ruin lives and your own life They start. What if they start popping up on your job? This is how you dare you do this to me?
Yeah.
You get
Got the kids in the car.
Yeah. You ever have a side piece or been a side piece, and then every time your phone ring, you like, yo, I hope this ain't such and such calling, or them text messages pop up, or you laid up with your significant other, and across the screen it comes across text message from such and such. Fill in the blanks as you see it appropriate. I'm trying to be professional right now, but fill in the blanks as you see appropriate. Just being a side piece is not always what it's cracked up to be. It's time consuming, it's draining, and you can ruin someone else's life, man.
So why do you think it's I won't say it's glorified, but like you remember a couple of years ago when Superhead came out and she had this tell-all, and she was dealing with people who were in like known relationships, and it was like it was okay. And women and young girls took lead. They followed lead from that. Like, oh, it's okay to be a side piece. You got music. What's the name? Hokey Pokey something. I left my girl to be my side piece. Like, you have people literally in the lounges, country line dancing to side piece. Like, why do you think it's so glorified? Why are we not trying to find ways to remain faithful in relationships?
Number one, the music. It's brainwashing. You listening to songs about being a side piece and glorifying side pieces, subconsciously it changes the way you view things. So you got to watch what you listen to. Also, I've heard from multiple women that sometimes when they are the side piece, they feel that the man wants them, and they got like a one up on the woman that's there. Some women agree with me, some don't. But some women like knowing that, yeah, you have him, but I have him when I want him. It's like a control thing.
Yeah.
It's a control thing, but it's all mental. But when it comes to people wanting to be side pieces, or it's being more acceptable, it's just the way society is. And social media is pushing this to a whole new level where instead of people being in love and building a relationship, they say they'd rather have what they want and have the cake on the side too. Everyone feels that they're entitled to everything all the time, and no one wants to put that work in to fix a relationship. They rather just move on to something else,
or even fix themselves. Because before you get into a relationship, you should have yourself somewhat put together. So to be a side piece, the person that you're basically cheating with, they can't have those expectations of you. They can't sit down and talk about goals and your drive and discuss, well, you don't seem as ambitious as you did when I first met you. You don't have those conversations because you're a side piece. So it kind of takes away the accountability, the self accountability, and pouring into who you are to be the better person, to be the better you. It's like that's thrown out the door. You don't need to worry about that when you have a side piece.
Yeah, you just keep moving on and never fix yourself.
Hey, so tell me, guys, where do side pieces come from?
Listen, you can get a side piece anywhere. Popeyes, the gas station, grocery
Literally.
store, Walmart, Cumberland Farms. Yeah. Your job, anywhere you go. Social media is like the biggest pusher of side pieces. You can slide in people's DMs. But when it comes to side pieces are only there once the person who's in a relationship allows it.
Right.
If you don't allow someone to come in between your relationship and you're 100% faithful, you won't have to worry about side pieces.
Wait, hold on.
What up?
You said if the person doesn't allow. So are we referring to the victim in the relationship, or are we referring to the person who's going to step out as far as not allowing?
The person that's going to step out.
Okay.
Whoever the potential cheater is, if you're going to cheat and you don't have someone to cheat with, you don't have a side piece.
Right.
So if you don't allow someone to come into your relationship, the cheater doesn't pick up somebody new to have a side piece with, then you have a committed relationship. Why not just work on your problems? Talk about stuff before you decide to step out and get a side piece. Because instead of focusing all your energy into fixing whatever the problem is on why you want to cheat, you're going out and trying to find someone who's potentially the replacement because you're ready to leave and not face the problems that you're dealing with.
Right.
And side pieces are so much work.
Too much work.
Side pieces are not like, you think they're trouble free, but each relationships need to be tended to. So, no matter how you slice it, even if it's a side piece, there is some expectation there. And you have to, maintain it. You have to meet that expectation. You have to show up for that person every once in a while. If you are going to be a side piece, there's going to be things you got to do to be considered a side piece.
There was a question. Who do you think has more side pieces, men or women?
50-50.
You think it's 50-50?
I think it's 50-50 because there are still people who are really like committed and want to build something and are locked into a relationship. But then there's the other half who wants something else, or they don't have the skills necessary to want to work through the problems they have. They rather just move on to something else.
Okay.
And men and women on both sides, they cheat.
Right.
If you wanted to get a real tally of who has side pieces and who doesn't, people would lie and say they don't have them just so they won't get caught.
Yep.
So you wouldn't even have real data. So I'm just going to keep it simple, 50-50.
That's it. Kat says the way that you get them is the way that you're going to lose them. She knows by experience. Yeah.
Talk, Catherine.
That is so true. Do you guys think that you could truly be happy as a side piece, knowing that you're only getting a part of a person and not the whole person, especially if their goals or what you see them doing aligns with what you're doing?
Depends on what you want. Like when it comes to side piece, right? Let's say you're the side piece and you have your own place, your own car, you have your own finances, right? You don't need them for anything except for one thing, which might be that call on the late night. You enjoy having your freedom and your space and your house being clean and being unbothered. But when that one piece that you're looking for, you want it, you can make that phone call and they pull up, right? So that's all you really need them for. Right. And there's no other reason to really have them because you have everything else that you need. But if let's say you're in a relationship and you're the one that has a side piece, now you got all this extra unnecessary drama. You could potentially have all this unnecessary drama because now you're with your significant other, you're spending time with them, but then you still trying to sneak off in between, trying to make up excuses, trying to leave the house. I'm going to the gym. I'll be back. I'm going to the grocery store. I'll be back. Oh, I got to go to the park real quick. You ain't been to the park in 30 years, but you going to the
you don't even know where the park at.
You feel me? You on the slide? No, you on a different slide. But anyway.
He's sliding out something different. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's now you're lying to your partner and you're putting a wedge in between both of you. You're being manipulative. And then who knows? Now you might start accusing your partner of cheating because you cheating. That's
how it always goes.
You got a guilty conscience. You coming up to them where you was just at. Let me see your phone. Fam, they did nothing wrong. You just paranoid because you've been cheating for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 6 months.
6 years.
So
I wanted to address something.
What if the side piece looks like the lifelong friend, the friend from your ex-boyfriend that watched you go through all these relationships, and now you just broke up and you get with your old buddy, and you end up getting back with your main piece. What if it's like, I'm in a bad relationship, we argued, I called my friend, but then we got back and we made up with my main. Is that a side piece?
Dirty dog, you.
Wait, so if you were in a relationship, you broke up, you slid with the side, but then you end up getting back together? That's what you said?
Y'all argue. And you went and spoke to the girl that has known you forever. Nah, I don't know. That might be a bad one.
I feel like you trying to sit down on the red couch and have us counsel you right now, sir. Is this what
No, I'm really just I'm just kind of curious as to like how the whole side piece thing even gets started.
Yeah.
And where, you know what I mean? Because there's some kind of interaction that happens somewhere,
Oh
right?
yeah. It
Yeah.
can be something as simple as being out and about and you see somebody like you said that you're attracted to and it's like the curiosity strikes and now it's like, well, you start reasoning with yourself like, well, my girl ain't gonna find out. It's not so bad. I'm just gonna get her number. And then it goes from getting her number to
Mhm.
y'all texting, hey, big head,
Mhm.
to, you talking on the phone to, hey, let's go for drinks.
Mhm.
It continues to grow.
Yep. Most of the time, once people get the number and they start trying to talk to somebody, the other person doesn't know they're in a relationship. They
Yeah.
play like they're single, so that way they
Right,
can
PJ?
fully, so that way they can fully get what they want without repercussions. Because most of the time, people say, "Tell me if you're in a relationship so I can make my own decision." But once you tell them that I'm in a relationship, they won't mess with you. But some people are willing to lie just to get you. And then once they get you and you've been messing around for a week, a couple months, 6 months, a year, some people hold a side piece for longer. Once you get them locked in, they feel like, well, I'm already in this. I might as well stay, even if you get caught cheating or you get
It's
found
too
out
late
that
now.
they're already in it. But some people are also willing participants. They might want
Mhm.
someone or you bad enough where they say, hey, you know what? I don't care what you got going on, but you're such an amazing person. I want to have a piece of you in my life, just a side piece of you. They
Mm.
can have the others,
Right.
the whole. I want just a side piece of you. I'm willing to accept anything that I can get.
Just to have you
Side
in my
pieces.
life.
Yeah, side pieces take so much work. That sounds like a lot of work.
It do. It sounds like like especially if emotions kick in and now somebody done caught feelings
Mhm.
and let's say I'm the side piece and he jealous because I'm single. I'm a side, but
Mm,
I'm single, so I'm still getting to know other people.
mm.
Like, he might try to sabotage what I got going on. It's just too much. It's
That's
Yeah.
just be
true. That's
single.
true.
Be
I
single
know.
or focus
That's
on
a
your
good
relationship.
point. To the person that's in the relationship, you don't control that side piece.
No.
Nope.
Uh, Be
Mm-mm.
like, I'm single.
That side piece ain't yours, bro.
Nope.
Mhm.
Sis, he ain't yours.
At all. So I got a question for y'all because this comment right here that Nanette had mentioned makes me think. So her statement is, I'd be better in a polyamorous relationship than being a side piece. So, poly relationship is basically where everything is out into the open. So, do you think that it's harder, or do you think it would be harder to deal with being in a relationship and knowing your partner has other people that they're entertaining and being sexual with? Or do you think it's harder being in a relationship and not knowing that they have side pieces and other people that they're entertaining?
It's hard to be in a relationship. You know they got somebody else. Let's say you married and you got a house and kids and mortgage and payments and you put in all this time, energy,
Mhm.
effort, and you find out your partner has someone on the side. That is devastating. After you put in all your time, energy, effort, money, the wedding vows that you've taken, all that. That's hard. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But ignorance is bliss. If you don't know, then you don't have any reason to be upset.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
I'm gonna say it like this, right? If you gotta get a side piece, fam, just move on. You're not happy. You're making someone else potentially miserable. You're breaking up. You're causing someone else to possibly have trust issues.
Yeah.
You're causing trauma to somebody else because you want something for yourself, or you're not getting what you need in a relationship. So move on to find somebody else. A lot of
Mhm.
people get a side piece as a backup for whenever the relationship doesn't end, or oh no, whenever the relationship does end, and that way they don't ever have to be alone. But if you always are moving on to something else, you don't have time to figure yourself out and work through the trauma that you've been through, the drama you've been through, the people you've hurt, the people who've hurt you. You got to take
Mhm.
time for yourself in between.
That's
Jumping
it.
from person to person causes you to suppress the feelings that you've been dealing with, and then you wonder why you have trust issues in a relationship, why
Right.
you're always accusing somebody of cheating, why you're always like, you know what, I like you, but I can't fully trust you because you know how much dirt you've done to people.
I'm gonna say too, because okay, let me read what DJ says. DJ says, not proud of this. I know someone who will only mess with someone if they are in a relationship. She doesn't want the commitment. My thing, I would be questioning someone's loyalty and their trustworthiness, because if you are intentionally only seeking people who are in relationships, you know, what does that say about you as an individual? Like, can I trust you around my man?
Mm.
Can
Yeah,
I
sounds like
trust
an
you when
insecure
I'm out of
person.
town and oh, we've been going to little things, get-togethers, as a group, and now I can't go this one time and I have to sit it out, but you're able to go. Can I trust you? Because I personally feel that someone who intentionally only deals with people who are in relationships, there's no boundaries. There's nothing that you wouldn't do at this point.
Right.
Whatever the person's situation is really won't matter. He can be married with kids, without kids. None of that is going to matter. And I understand not wanting the commitment, but you can also just date and be single.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't
Right.
have to be
You're
in a
absolutely right.
relationship with anyone.
Mm.
That's what single is. Like, you're not committing yourself to any specific person. You can come and go at your own free will. But once you start dangling in other people's relationships, we've seen plenty of these videos where someone gets pow pow, once they find out and they show up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always going to be a fight. People ain't always throwing hands nowadays.
Mhm.
Yep.
So that's the danger that comes along with being a side piece. So, what we're going to do, because we did kind of run over, is we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we return, we will pick up where we left off, because I'm curious to see what Dame thinks about this whole matter, as far as knowing your partner has a side piece or not knowing. So, you guys stick around. This is the Don't Judge Me But podcast.
Mental ambition is a belief that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. It's holding yourself accountable for your mistakes, working through your traumas. It's never giving up and overcoming any roadblocks or obstacles in your way that prevent your growth and progress. This is a self-help book that deals with mental health, life coaching, and practical advice that anyone can follow to help with self-improvement, accompanied by real-life stories to motivate and inspire you. My name is James Sweat. I'm a certified life coach and author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life. If you feel that you have no one in your corner, just know that I'm rooting for you to win, and I believe in you. God bless and keep going.
All right, and we are back, guys. Make sure if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Don't Judge Me But podcast. We are live every Sunday from 5 p.m. until we get tired of talking. Um, Mainly 6 o'clock. So, Dame, what's your feedback on? Do you think it's harder dealing with a partner knowing that they have side pieces, or not knowing?
Well, first, I think you can only be a side piece if somebody lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only way that you can have a side piece or be a side piece. Um, Unless, y'all have discussed with every party involved, that you are agreeing to be a side piece, right? But most people with side pieces are lying to their primary partner. And the problem goes back to honesty. You could probably get away with it if you were honest. You might not get away with it. But the fact that you're being dishonest is why you even have to call it a side piece in the first place. Um, that's just kind of what I think. Generally, I think that being in a polyamorous relationship and being a side piece, the only difference is the honesty.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That's it. Because you still got to maintain it as a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you're lying to someone. Excellent point, DJ. And you're lying to someone.
That's a big lie.
Big
Mm-hmm.
lie. And, it doesn't matter if you're in like a sexless marriage or if the person might be disabled in some kind of way sexually. Um, you're not being honest. That's what it really comes down to. And a lot comes with that.
So, what about when there's a pregnancy by the side piece? So you're with your boo, got your side piece over here that you've been dipping and dabbing in, and now she says she's pregnant, and now you got a baby on the way.
You all set.
How?
You in a relationship.
You all set.
Put a fork in it. You're done, buddy.
Done.
You're done. Wrap it up here. And it
Mm-hmm.
happens. It happens
Yep.
so many times. And the wife, sometimes it's usually when they're married too. The wife at this point, depending on how true to her vows she really is, has to just suck it up, buttercup, and welcome that child in. And the first thing that they always say is, it's not the child's fault. It's not the child's fault. The child didn't ask to be here.
It's a fact.
That's a tough pill to swallow. That's a constant reminder that your partner stepped out on your relationship.
Mm.
Yeah,
How
that
much of
has
a
to be
strain is
part of
that
you
going to
staying in
put?
that relationship.
And how much of a strain is that going to put on your relationship?
Right.
You constantly looking at the the fruits of your partner stepping out for
That is the Usher
forever,
song.
forever.
Mm-hmm. Says she
Mm-hmm.
got one on her way. This is my confession. That
Mm-hmm.
is. Yeah.
Yep. He said, What you mean? Stop playing. Stop playing.
It's all fun and games until something like that happens,
Mm-hmm.
and now
And
you
that,
put yourself in a crazy situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that child is gonna grow up being resented, you know. And it's honestly it's not the child's fault.
Mm.
There's just some crazy things out there. People move a little differently. Now, when it comes to side pieces, who holds more of the responsibility for the situation? Is this going to be the person in the relationship or the side piece?
The person in the relationship, because they're the one that's cheating. They're the one that's sneaking around. They're the one that got to make time. They're the ones that got to cater to more than one person. They
Hmm.
hold the power, right? And they're just they have their main and then they have their side, and they're trying to balance it out: who gets time, who doesn't, when they're going to be there, when they're not going to be there.
So, is there any way to hold the side accountable?
I hold the side piece accountable because you may, if you know what's going on and you willfully continue on being in this side piece relationship, it's wrong. You know that the person's cheating, because if you were in a relationship, would you want someone cheating on you?
Listen,
It's 50-50, man. You both wrong. Forget that.
Yeah.
You both.
I blame the side piece because the side piece knows that this person is in a relationship. The side piece knows that this relationship isn't in good condition. This side piece is manipulating the situation. This side piece might be trying to take the person from the other person.
Hmm.
I am going with the side piece because if the right person shows up at the wrong time, they can take advantage of a situation.
Right. I'm gonna. Ooh, this is a good one. Because part of me wants to definitely blame the side piece. especially if you know, like if you knowingly go into this knowing that that person has a wife or has a husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you are you're setting yourself up and you're putting that person also in jeopardy as well for your own selfish reasons. Um, if you are the person who is stepping out on a relationship and you are seeking, you're looking for a side piece, then yeah, you're just as at fault as the side piece. But I want to put the blame fully on one of these people, but it's kind of hard to do so because both of them share equal accountability in this matter. If the side piece chose to say, "Nah, I'm all good," or the dude or female chose to, "I'm gonna just work on my relationship," wouldn't even be in that situation.
Mm-hmm. It's 50-50.
Right.
Yeah. So, mm, Um, do you think side pieces are just as guilty as the person cheating? Or are they victims of manipulation? Because you got to consider you got those married people who are like, "Oh, I'm getting a divorce. Like I put in the pay, just waiting for the divorce to be finalized." And they're stringing them along or stringing them along. Let's say they were not intimate at first. Let's say they weren't even intimate at all. They're just I'm someone that he can talk to when he's going through something. You start off as just a friend while waiting for the relationship to end. And the man or the main person knows that they're not leaving, but they string them along.
Yeah, that's how it happens. That's how it happens. You know, I wanted to blame the side piece earlier, but the person in the relationship could be just as guilty because he could know that this side piece really loves him and
Mm,
he is taking advantage of her. He is taking advantage of the dream that she has of them being together. And women, and vice versa as well. There could be a
mhm.
guy, a guy that's in love with a girl in a relationship. He has no reason to be, no good reason to be in love with somebody that's in a relationship, but she's keeping him as a side piece,
Yeah.
promising him he's hoping for a full-fledged relationship.
Mhm.
So, either both can be the manipulator, you know,
I
in the
had someone tell
situation.
me when I had posted it on my threads, I had someone respond and say, "I'd rather be the person that they're cheating with than be cheated on." And it was
Mm.
like, but what if, okay, so what if your main partner has a side piece? Then they're cheating on you anyways. So
Yeah.
Mm.
you're cheating and getting cheated on at the same time. Um, I think, me personally, I think it just really all depends on where you are in life. If you are down and out and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel no matter how much you reach and fight, I think those are people who are probably more prone to falling victim as a side piece than someone who is successful, has everything good going for themselves. They're constantly advancing in work. I don't really picture them being, you know, stepping in that direction versus the other person who's down and out. What do you guys think?
I think that you're 100% right. It depends on where you're at in your life. Side pieces
Maybe.
mainly, like in the teens and 20s, that's when a lot of cheating, the majority of cheating happens because everyone's trying to figure out their life. And that's when a lot of side pieces and all that extra stuff happens. But once you get older and you're more established, you're not willing to accept a piece of somebody.
Mhm.
You want somebody's for yourself. You want to,
Right.
once you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, sometimes once you're at a certain level in your life, you don't want a piece of somebody. You want to build memories in the future and build and establish something where you could potentially be married. You want your lifelong partner instead of just getting a piece of somebody. You want the whole package,
Whole
man. The
package.
whole package.
Yeah, we ain't got time to be playing with y'all.
And inside real talk, How long do you think these side piece relationships really work? A month, 3 months, 6 months, a
Oh,
year? Some people I've heard and seen some people do like 10 years of being a side piece.
people be invested
Yeah, but like, why do that when you can move on and find your own person?
because they don't want their own person. They want your person. I want
She
Mm,
what
want
you got.
Tyrone. She want Tyrone.
she want
Yeah,
time.
Pookie. I want Pookie.
Mm,
So Cat, listen, Cat ain't playing with y'all. Cat said if you hit it right, they're going to start to bribe you. Men have more side pieces. Men are bold. They'll have a woman in the same building. Matter of
mm.
fact, they'll have a woman and her friend. That's how sneaky. Listen, that's how
Hey,
Okay,
sneaky people be.
it's not just
I'm not
men,
hearing none of
men and
I
that.
know
women.
women do it too. I'm just
Okay,
saying, but
all right.
I'm just
I ain't
saying, but
hearing none
more
of
than
that.
likely it's the
You know what?
guys.
I didn't even give my answer because women have more side pieces. If you
Oh,
ask me, you know what
okay.
I'm saying?
Why you say
If
that,
you
Dame?
ask
Really?
me, women have more side
Why do
pieces.
you say that?
Why you
Because
say that?
I say men. Why do you say women?
All right, because women have way more applications coming in,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Women are way more secretive
Hmm.
than men are,
Hmm.
right? And when it comes to men being side pieces, a man is not gonna mind. Just keep it a stat with you. Like if it's a man, he might not even be like overtly trying to be a side piece. If he just might just be single. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Making my
So
notes.
that makes me just feel like women have more side pieces, just based on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
So,
like I want to say something real quick.
okay.
Side note: most of the time, women don't even want to be bothered, no matter how many men try to slide in their DMs and talk to them,
Hmm.
because they done
Yeah.
been through so much and they've heard every pickup line, they've heard every excuse, they've heard everything that I can cook, I can do this for you, I can give you money, I can buy you this. But most of the time, they're lying. Most of the time, they don't even want to be bothered.
Hmm.
I've seen women and know women who've been single or not dealt with anybody according to them for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Every once in a while, they may make that phone call for the late night, but for the majority, they're not being bothered by anybody.
Hmm.
When it comes to men, we want somebody. It's nice to have someone to lay up next to you in the middle of the night and you want to be boo booed up. But there's some men out here who are focused and they don't want anybody in their face because they feel to throw them off their game. It just depends on where the person's at and what they're pursuing at that time.
Yeah.
I don't want no side pieces. I don't have any side pieces. I'm putting this out there right now. Hey, baby,
You
if you
know,
hear
let me
this,
put that out there
I
right
want nothing.
now.
I don't want nothing. I want you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, men have more side pieces than women. And
Okay.
I say that for this reason. Just like how Dame sat there and said, women, they got all types of men that be applying, they putting in them applications. Guess what? Everybody don't get approved. So just because you put the application in don't mean that you make the team, the roster for the week.
Hmm.
Um, because men don't get as much attention as a woman, I personally feel that it would make sense for a man to have not even just one side piece, but multiple because getting this type of attention is not normal. So I need to go ahead and take it all in while I can. Let me see if I still got it. Okay. So yeah, a man is going to entertain multiple, even though you got that one chick that's holding you down. Of course, in the mind, it's always she ain't going nowhere. She love me. She ain't going nowhere. I'm just out here playing. Men are able to detach the emotions. Women, not so much. So for a woman to have multiple side pieces, she's a bad because after a while we get in our feelings and now
So
we're gonna
yeah,
want
so
more and more. Hmm?
so if they get in their feelings, and that makes it hard to have multiple side pieces, is it less harder to have one side piece?
Oh, I don't know. I never really had a side piece, but
Uh,
um I don't know. I don't know if because we do get emotional if it's harder to have one. I don't think it is. I think it's easier to have one than multiple because then you're also going to have multiple people pulling at your time and wanting your attention too.
Hmm.
In addition to your main person. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's just me. That's what I think. Here, let's read some of these. Women have people they like as side pieces, especially if he blow her back out. One financial and one blow back out. And then one to take her out to eat, one to get her nails and her hair done. But then the thing is, with side pieces, are you always supposed to have sex with them? Because they're side pieces, does that mean you're intimate?
Wow,
I
that's a
think that
good
comes with the
question.
contract.
Oh, okay. Kat says, I felt like that recently. I've been with my husband 25 years, about to be married 19. I had to shake it off. I respect the person 100% for listening to me. We have a friendship that's amazing. Yeah, those friendships, boy. Whew. Sometimes some people know you a little too well, and you're like, let me scratch that itch. Um,
Question.
that's interesting. Uh-oh, go ahead.
Who has it easier being a side piece, a man or a woman?
This is a setup. Women,
I ain't gonna lie.
women.
I feel like whoever 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 has motion will find it easy being a side piece.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you have a life outside of your side piece, you have a career, you have uh some kind of daily regimen, yoga on Tuesdays and a meeting on Thursdays. If you have a full busy life, a side piece is right up your alley. You know what I'm saying? But
Fits
if
right
you're
on in.
bored, yeah, if you're home bored, wishing you had someone, that's going to be a tough role for you to play as a side piece. So it just depends on where they're at mentally, I think, for me.
Okay.
I think women have it easier for the simple fact that there are so many men that are out there just willing and wanting to cheat on their girlfriends and their wives that they're blowing down those DM doors with just let me give you a chance. Let me just give me a chance. Let me take you out. So a man has to work harder. He's going to have to put out money to wine and dine her because we're talking about a side piece. We're not talking about a sneaky link. We're not talking about a cuddy buddy where you're just intimacy is the only things you guys have in common. We're talking about someone that you're giving the relationship qualities too without being in a relationship with them. So you have to wine and dine her, especially if you wanted to keep her mouth shut. Just saying.
Now you're stuck. You might be stuck now.
Hmm.
So it's another question. Let's say someone wants to work on their relationship, right? The cheater wants to fix the relationship and they want to remain with their partner and they have to cut off their side piece, right? Or they want to. Do you think the side piece is willing to go without a fight
It depends.
on?
It depends on what kind of relationship you have with that side piece. Are you
Mm,
paying bills? Are you getting her nails and her hair fee? Are you providing her money?
mhm.
Are you paying for her housing?
Ooh,
Because now you're talking about she got to change her lifestyle.
mm.
That ain't happening.
So if you're in good standing and you try to get rid of the side piece, do you think well, I'm gonna speak on
Good
the
standing like
situation.
a credit
Hold on, I'm
card.
gonna speak on the situation, fam. So there was a point in time where I did have my main and I had a side piece. And whenever I would try and break up with the side piece, I wanted to fix it with the main. I'm not proud of things I've done, just being honest. The side was like, nope, you're not going anywhere. Nope, I want you. I don't care if she has you. I still want a piece of you. I still want to spend time with you. She started popping up on the job, calling while she knows I'm at the crib with the main. Uh, just so much unnecessary drama, yo. And it's not worth having somebody else and getting someone else's emotions involved if you're not gonna move forward with them. And you're not going to leave the other person, because you can have a moment of weakness where you feel, you know, I can't do this. Let me go see what such and such is doing. And then after, you have a light bulb in your click, like, why did I even do that?
Yeah.
I didn't even really want this person. Now you have someone else involved, and they might like the way the sex is. They might like who you are as a person or the emotion that you got going. But you don't really want them. And now you put yourself in a situation where you stuck now. You got your main, you didn't cheat it, and now you got someone who else wants you, but you don't really want them.
Yep.
Think about the things that you do before you do them, because there's always consequences and repercussions. That's all I got. Sorry.
Stuck like Chuck. Dane, what do you say, Dane, as far as the side piece putting up a fight? Do you think they would put up a fight?
I think that side piece relationships are relationships, and you don't just end no relationship. You just don't do that. You can't. Once you're in it, you're in it. And so
you can't ghost them.
Remember, you can only be a side piece if that transaction is based on a lie, right? And so you agree to that and you establish this relationship. You can't just cut people off. That side piece is going to want an explanation.
Hello.
Yep.
You can't just go nowhere. You can't just cut that off.
Talking about you want to work it out. Now you want to work it out. Oh, okay.
What?
Once they start stalking you, it's all over.
Yo, and every DM is you get screenshot, you get receipts, you get a trail. I'm trying to tell you, not only is it not worth the effort and time, you could actually just apply that to your relationship, but it could come back and bite you.
Yeah. This is interesting. Okay, so this is the reverse. So Laura says that I dated a man briefly last year and was unknowingly his side piece for a minute. I ended things the moment I found out he had a whole damn family at home. He started showing up at my job afterwards. See? Girl.
What? You was
exactly
what he wanted.
He said, you
and
ain't about to end it with me.
You.
Yeah,
you fit right into his
sometimes it's not the
schedule.
side piece acting a fool to keep things going. Wow.
Crazy.
What is the moral of today's story, y'all?
You got it, Dame? You want me to go?
Moral of the story is simple. This is OG talk right here.
Wait, let me put you full screen. OG talk.
It's real simple. I don't even need a full screen for a long time. Hey, if you hit it, you got to deal with it. That's it. That's leave it there. You know what I'm saying? If you hit it, you got to deal with it. So just think about it before you do it. It might be worth it to just work on what you got. Work on yourself. Start with yourself.
Yeah.
You might not need nobody right now.
Okay. Moral of the story of the conversation tonight is, yes, DJ, don't be a side piece. If you find out that someone is in a relationship, cut ties. There is no, well, I just want to know why, and I just need closure. You don't need no closure. Cut them ties and keep it moving. Leave it alone. And if you feel the urge to step out on your person, think about all of the STDs, all of the germs, all of the babies that can be brought into this situation. That's going to be for a lifetime. Like, it's not worth it. You're not going to, your money's down the drain. You're going to be stressed. It's not worth it. Nothing is worth having a side piece. Nothing. That's just me.
I agree.
It's your boy. I gotta have some say so on here. First, I'm gonna say, you live in your life, you live it the way you want to. Just know that whatever decisions you make have repercussions and consequences. When it comes to wanting to have a side piece, if you want to do it, you can. I don't recommend it. Fix the problems you have within your relationship. Put full effort into your relationship so that way when it comes to an end, you won't have to go back and say, what if we could have tried this and this? You know you're 100% done. Right? Think about if your person had a side piece. Would you want them cheating on you or sneaking around on you? Put yourself in the other person's shoes so that way you can have some empathy and understand what it's like. Some people don't know how detrimental it is to get cheated on until it happens to them. So sometimes they have to go through that process. If you want to be a side piece or you are a side piece and you got it under false pretenses, that person lied and manipulated you, fam. Would you want someone like that around for the rest of your life? No, because they're lying, manipulating now. They're going to continue to do it in the future. If you are a side piece and you are willingly a side piece, if that's what you want, you have no ties to that person. You can leave whenever you feel like, but think about how you could potentially be breaking up a solid household. Or even if the household is a little damaged, a little shaky, someone can still get hurt. And you don't want to be the main cause of that. Go on and find your own person and build your own life. Stop wasting time with somebody who's already in a relationship and build your own. No one wants to be second place. Everyone wants their own person. They want to be number one in the other person's life. What I'm going to end with is focus on you. I say it every episode, man. You can be in a relationship. You can be a side piece. You can be poly. But if you're not right, how can you make sure someone else is right? If your mental health isn't right, your physical health, if your finances, is your credit right? Do you have reliable transportation? Do you have a house or a car? Do you have a career and not just a job? Focus on building you. And then once you're ready, you can include somebody else in your life. And not because of what they provide you, but because you want them. A lot of people get together for what they benefit from, that person or the other person. But if you only have you to depend on and you know you can depend on you, you don't accept anybody coming into your life. Fix you and everything else will fall in place. I'm going to end it with that because I'll talk for another 17 minutes.
We're not going to let you. We're going to shut you down. Shut you down. So you guys, most importantly, make sure that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is where we broadcast live every Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube so that you can get those notifications every Sunday. Okay, go look at the past episodes. Look at the shorts. All right, this is what we do and we enjoy it. So we're going to go ahead and start to bid farewell. We will start with James and then we'll let Dame close. So I'll go after James. James, sir, take it away.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Mental Ambition, baby. James, owner of Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, A Guide to Upgrading Your Life, and Mental Ambition, A Guide to a Better Relationship, available at Amazon, Walmart, and BarnesandNoble.com. If you want to hit the social media, I'm glad that I can say this right now. You can hit the TikTok, because TikTok is back if you didn't know. At mental_ambition 2.0, 74.5 thousand followers, 2.2 million likes, 80 million views. Go hit your boy up on social media at mental_ambition 3.0 for Instagram. Thank God TikTok's back because rebuilding all these numbers and getting all these followers is a lot. But I'd continue to do it because I know people want to see the content that I have. If you want to hit me for any of the things that I do, whether that be life coaching, recovery coaching, podcast, you need a motivational speaker. You just need a chill guy to come by and give you some advice. Hit the website, 3ws.mental-ambition.com. Merchandise available as well. I appreciate everyone in the comments. I appreciate everyone who likes, comments, shares, you subscribe, you bought the Mental Ambition book, you bought the hoodie, you support the Don't Judge Me But podcast, you support everyone who's putting out this content. I appreciate you all. Prepare your mind for any challenge. God bless. Keep going.
All right. And I, of course, go by the name Simply Bree. You can Google Simply Bree, SIMPLEEBREE, across social media, and you will find me. I am not returning back to TikTok. So you can find me on Instagram as well as Threads. I am there as well. Of course, I'm also on Facebook, but those are the first two that you'll be able to find me on. And then YouTube, hello. Um, I also have a website where I build websites. I build flyers, I build logos. So if you need any type of graphic design, definitely hit me up. If you're not sure what it is that you need, if you're thinking of getting into podcasting, but you're not too sure, hit me up for a consultation and we can talk about it and I'll help you figure out what it is that you want to do. Also, make sure that you check out our Facebook group, Don't Judge Me But Facebook. And of course, visit the network's website, which you can find more information as far as the Don't Judge Me But podcast. It's he said what network.com. Please make sure you guys like this episode. Comment your favorite part of the side piece conversation. And then, most importantly, share the link with another friend and another friend and another friend and pick up some merch while you're on the website. All right. So, with that being said, I am going to turn it over to my guy, Dane.
Yo, thanks for joining us once again. As always, we appreciate you guys. You can find me across all social media platforms at Repping CT. I bust stupid dope moves, yo, but you gotta log in, you gotta subscribe and like and stuff. Check out the content. I'm not asking you to subscribe, I'm asking you to check it out. And if you like it, you can subscribe. All right. You can also go and get yourself some merch if you are one of those cool people that just don't happen to take anybody's shit. If you stay calm in stressful situations, we got a lot in common. You know what I'm saying? You could go get yourself some merch, some aromatherapy. You can get some wearable reminders to stay calm and keep cool. You can go to urbanbuddha.bigcartel.com. And my parting message with you guys this week is don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Don't ruin someone. Don't ruin their mood. Don't ruin their summer because you wanted to be selfish. Take care of yourself. For me, Bree and James, thank you for joining us again. And we are going to take care of ourselves for you guys so that we could come back and have more of these discussions.
All right. And with that being said, once again, we thank each and every one of you guys in the chat that have participated. Shout out to each and every one of you. Next time when you come back, bring a friend with you. Bring someone that you feel can benefit from these conversations because we are doing it for y'all. Okay, we're not doing it for us. We're doing it for you. So with that being said, until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Very important to make sure that the person you're with knows what you need, because if you're not getting your needs met, what are we really holding on to with this leash?
You're gonna be judged whether you agree to it or not. People are always going to have something to say because it's not what they like.
If you want to be solo, just y'all two, like most of us want, you kick it that way.